What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 build video. Now in this Division 2 build video I am going to show you guys the build I will be using in tomorrow's raid, because we all know that come tomorrow at noon Eastern, the first ever raid will be released for any sort of Tom Clancy's Division franchise. So it's going to be huge, 8-person raid, the hardest PVE content that has ever come out. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is my damage to elites, AR damage / kinda tankiest build. Kinda tanky, we'll see. It is a gear score 500, so it is damn near maxed out. Now if you guys do enjoy this content, don't forget to mash that like if you are new to the channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and mash that notification bell. I will be streaming the raid live as soon as it launches tomorrow, and hopefully me and my clan will be amongst the world's first. You never know, but keep your fingers crossed. Now, like I said before, this is an AR-based damage and damage to elites build. They are solely focused on damage and damage to elites, but I went ahead and tried to put as much armor and health as I could in the spots that I could, with a little bit of skill power. So this is what I came up with, you guys. This is a P416, custom P416. And the Nemesis, yes, like a lot of you, I finally got the Nemesis. And then our sidearm will be a double barrel sawed-off. So looking at this build right away, you guys can see in the talents, I have 4 different talents that have hard hitting, which is damage to elites. I have on the gloves and the holster, that is devastating weapon damage. On the chest piece I have berserk, that is more weapon damage for the amount of armor that you lose. And on the backpack I also have vital, giving me a little bit more health. So I'll go through the gear items right after we go through the weapons. I'll go over the stats with you, and then we will go ahead and get ready for the raid. Now, this build might not be perfect. Obviously, Title Update 3 dropped yesterday, and the raid drops tomorrow. So I had to, scrounge up what I could out of my stash, my inventory, and I came up with this build. This is a pretty decent build. I like it. It's very well-rounded. I've been using it all day today, and I'll be using it all morning tomorrow up until the raid. So I might fine-tune it a little bit, but this is what we have. Looking at the custom P416, I have 22.6k base damage. Talents I chose on this is strained. RNG has not really given me any other great P416s, so I'm stuck with this one. It has accurate and rooted as the other two talents. I really wish I could get Allegro, but accurate works well too. But yeah, 22.6k base damage without berserk or anything else active. So looking at the mods, starting off with the optic, I have the C79 scope giving me damage to elites. Going down to the underbarrel, laser pointer giving me crit chance. The muzzle giving me damage to elites. And the light extended mag giving me 10 extra rounds. Now, just a quick overview on strained. Strained is 5% critical hit damage for every 10% of your armor depleted. There used to be a requirement with this talent, but now there is no requirement, so you can pair this up with berserk as everyone was doing before, and it works wonders. Try to get as much crit hit chance as you can so that this crit hit damage balances it out. You're using the Nemesis for the headshot damage, so right there you have weapon damage, crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and headshot damage, all in one. Pair that up with the damage to elites, and have a nice day. Going on to the Nemesis, nothing special about the Nemesis. You can't really change anything about it, but the base damage is at 367.1k, and the main reason why I am using it is A, to have a decent sniper as my secondary, and B, for this holstered talent, Preparation. And Preparation, as you can see right there, it shows while holstered, you gain 25% headshot damage when you're scoped in on your current weapon. Now, I do have another weapon, and when I am scoped in, I get the 25% headshot damage. Really nice. Alright, and finally, the sidearm, double barrel sawed off. Right now it's sitting at 210.6k base damage. I have Ranger and Distance on it, obviously giving me more optimal range, and I get more damage per 5 meters. So, yeah, pretty nice. Alright, so going into the gear. These are all brand sets, so I will talk to you about them while I go through them. I kind of went over the talents, but I'll go into a little bit more detail. So before I get into the gear, you can see off to the left, this is a gear score 500 build, which is maxed out per the title update 3. I have 8 into red, 6 into blue, and 3 into yellow. My armor currently is sitting at 231,906, health 77,783, and skill power at 629. I'm going to try to rework some mods to get that armor a little bit down, just a little bit more, to try to get that health up to 100k. But right now with the Berserk and the Strained, this thing really does wonders. I'm really digging this. I hope you guys can put this together before the raid comes out. But let's start off with the mask. So I am running 3 Wyvern Wear. Now you might be asking, what is Wyvern Wear? Well, it is a brand set. I have 3 of it on, so I have 3 different set bonuses active with the Wyvern Wear, giving me 7% crit hit damage, 15 drone skill power, and 10 crit hit chance. Now the attributes are quite special on this mask. As you can see, there is 41% damage to elites. So you match that up with the talent hard hitting, giving you another 10%, and that is 51% just on the mask. Really good. I went ahead and rolled a higher skill power on there, so skill power at 330. Going to the backpack, Wyvern Wear backpack, we already went over the brand set bonuses. So going into the attributes, I have crit hit chance at 3.5%, weapon damage at 6.5%, and I modified my armor to go up to 29,060. The talents, like I said before, hard hitting for the damage to elites, and vital for the health. There is 1 mod slot on here for a utility system mod. I chose a generic system mod, reason being for that total armor slot right there you see, it is at 4% total armor. That's how it bumped me up to that 231. Going to the gloves, I am rocking Murakami Industries gloves. Now the Murakami Industries brand set gives you 8% health with the setup that I have right here. The attributes are health and AR damage. Health being right about 5,600, and I modified the assault rifle damage to go up to 11%. Match that with devastating, 5% weapon damage, and have a good time. Going on to the chest piece, I have a Fenris group chest piece. Now this brand set gives me 10% AR damage with this setup. The attributes are weapon damage at 9%, skill power at 299, and crit hit chance at 8.5%. The talents, like I said earlier, Berserk and hard hitting for that damage to elites. Now Berserk, there is a requirement. You have to have 7 or more in the red. I do have 8, so we are there. And I am using an assault rifle, so we have that checked off as well. Now a reminder, Berserk gives you weapon damage at 10% for every 20% armor that is depleted. So match that up with the strained, and you get the weapon damage and the crit damage at the same time. Now this has a mod slot of its own, a defensive protocol mod slot. I chose a defensive protocol resilience mod, giving me 6,800 health, 9% shock resistance, and 15% ensnare resistance. Going down to the holster. Wyvern Wear holster. It is attribute crit hit chance at 13.5. The reason why that part's not maxed out is I actually modified devastating on this Wyvern Wear holster, giving me that 5% weapon damage. Ooh, and the mod. Mod for this holster is a offensive protocol mod slot. I went ahead and chose a precision mod, giving me 2% weapon damage, 1% headshot damage, and 5% optimal range. Finally, the Gila Kneepads. Now Gila Kneepads, with this setup, it gives me a 5% total armor buff with the brand set. The attribute, I went ahead and chose health. It's at 12,900. So I can modify that way higher. As you can see under the gear score 500, it says it's only at 15% modified. So I plan on trying to get that way up before the raid to get me over that 100k health, but we'll see where it goes. And again, it does have hard hitting for the damage to elites. Now these knee pads have 2 mod slots, one being defensive protocol mod slot and the other one being a defensive system mod slot. Now for the protocol, I chose resilience, giving me 8,300 health, 10% additional shock resistance, and 10% blind death resistance. Now for the system mod, I went ahead and chose a generic system mod, mainly for the assault rifle damage. It is only at 2%, but the 2% with the 5% weapon handling does actually kind of help out. Now those are the gear. We've already talked about the weapons. Now for the raid, I will be switching up my skills, so we're not even going to worry about that right now. Now I assume you're going to be doing a raid with 8 people like you should, and with that being said, you should choose the skills that best fit your 8-person team. Now let's go into the stats. Now these stats are going to show my weapon tab for my P416, followed by the offensive tab and the defensive tab. Now for the weapons tab, my P416 is at 22,642 weapon damage. With all those crit hit chance attributes, I am at 40.5 crit hit chance. I am sitting at 32 crit hit damage, but remember I do have strained. And I am also sitting at 56% headshot damage, but also you have to remember I have Nemesis for that weapon damage and the holstered talent. Go to the offensive tab. I have that 5% weapon handling, 27.5 all weapon damage, and 38% assault rifle damage. Now that is what, 65.5 damage bonus. 65.5. Now I am also currently at 91% damage to elites. You can see there at the bottom. And of course it is an AR, so I have 29% health damage. Now wrapping this up with the defensive tab, I am at 231,906 armor, 77,783 health, and is there anything else really to talk about? 38,000 health regen. I guess that's cool. But besides that, you guys, that is my raid build. This is my AR damage and damage to elite build. I will be using this, or a better version of this come the raid tomorrow morning. But I wanted to go ahead and throw this build at you guys. Hopefully you guys can get ready for this raid, and let me know in the comment section below what build you're using for this raid, how you're using it, and what your thoughts are on the raid. I know there are no matchmaking associated with the raid, so best bet, go ahead and group up, start finding friends now, and hit that raid running come tomorrow morning. But alright, you guys, Kamikazevondoom. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.